There exists a winged marvel that, for thousands of years, has accompanied humanity in its development. It has aided us in distribution, served as a symbol in religious and cultural contexts, acted as a messenger, and has even been decorated for its services in wartime conflicts. This is the carrier pigeon. In ancient Egypt, over 5,000 years ago, references to their services can be found. Their importance as a means of communication dates back to ancient Greece. Even then, they were used to distribute the list of winners in the ancient Olympic Games. Roman legions employed them to send military messages, such as the enemy's position or whether a battle was being fought between the two sides at that moment. To begin, it is necessary to talk a bit about their taxonomy. Pigeons belong to the class of birds and are classified within the order Columbiformes. This species inhabits every corner of the planet, especially in large cities, where they find their food, which consists of grains from various plants. Their origin traces back to North Africa, where humans domesticated them. At that time, it was discovered that some pigeons possessed a rare quality in nature, the ability to return to their birthplace, no matter where they were. They will do everything possible to return. Not all pigeons have this instinct, so at this point, we will focus on the carrier pigeon, a breed selected and domesticated by humans, which has enhanced this trait. To achieve such a feat, pigeons orient themselves to find their way back home over great distances. This scientific mystery suggests that they use the position of the sun, the Earth's magnetic fields, hearing, sight, and even smell, all to locate their loft. Once there, the pigeon finds its food, its mate, and, if it is breeding season, its chicks. They are monogamous by nature, but breeders choose their mates at any time, so they're not strictly monogamous. Females lay 2 eggs, which have an incubation period of 17 days. Upon hatching, the chicks are born blind and covered in down that only protects them from the cold. Both parents care for them for a time until they can fend for themselves. Both parents provide them with food produced in glands in their crop, enriched with nutrients released in this cavity. This substance is called crop milk or pap. It differs from the milk produced by mammals, as it lacks lactose and some fats found in mammalian milk. This food is produced for approximately the first 7 days. The chicks are fed by their parents with grains and water that they regurgitate for about 25 days until the so-called weaning occurs, which is when the chick must fend for itself. They learn to fly around 45 days old, practicing how to take off and land. By 2.5 months, they're already training by flying above their home, which provides them with the physical condition needed to endure the distances they must cover, as well as to locate their home. Pigeons can measure up to 14.6 inches, 37 centimeters, from head to tail and have an average wingspan of 8.7 inches, 22 centimeters. They are diurnal animals and can come in various colors, such as white, reddish-brown, but the predominant color is gray with bluish stripes and a dark blue head. They can fly at speeds of over 62 miles per hour, 100 kilometers per hour, for 6 hours straight. They have predators, especially birds of prey like eagles, owls, and hawks. They have played important roles during wars, particularly those that occurred in the early and mid-20th century. There are no exact figures on the number of pigeons that served in World War I, but they were as integral to the sides as any other soldier. It is estimated that during World War II, 250,000 carrier pigeons were used to deliver messages of utmost importance to both sides. In many cases, these messages were vital in saving human lives during the conflicts of the 2 Great Wars. This is because written messages were practically impossible to intercept, as there was no way to access them other than by capturing the pigeon. Although on some occasions soldiers used falcons to hunt them, in many situations it was unclear whether a pigeon was a friend or foe. Additionally, they were not always captured, or if they were not kept nearby. Therefore, this measure to prevent information trafficking was discarded and only used in specific moments and opportunities. To give you an idea, there's a Medal of Honor awarded to animals, the Dickin Medal. This decoration, with the same significance as the Victoria Cross, was awarded to 54 animals, of which 32 were carrier pigeons that saved lives with their messages. During World War I, There was a pigeon named Cher Ami, which means dear friend in Spanish, a female pigeon that was part of the 77th Infantry Division, historically known as the Lost Battalion. At some point during the conflict, they were surrounded by German infantry, and their hope rested on this last pigeon. They released it with a message, but it was detected by the enemy, resulting in a barrage of gunfire. In mid-flight, it was hit by a projectile, causing it to lose an eye and leaving one leg shattered, hanging by a single tendon. Despite this, it took flight again and managed to reach its destination to deliver the message, saving the lives of 200 people during World War I. For its bravery, it was awarded the Croix de Guerre. An anonymous heroine. When World War II ended, the use of pigeons as a means of communication fell into disuse due to the development of new communication technologies. Today, a less dangerous role has been found for these birds. Through selective breeding, the so-called racing pigeon has been developed, which is used for competitions. Pigeon fanciers, as the breeders of these birds are called, select animals with the ability to cover great distances at high speeds to improve the lineage and make them more competitive and successful. Each pigeon is fitted with an identification ring at 7 days old, which serves as their lifelong record. From a very young age, they're released over short distances to develop their flight and orientation skills. The competitions involve releasing the birds from a specific location, with participants from various pigeon fanciers. Each contest increases the distance, and the pigeons quickly orient themselves and, in flocks, seek to return to their respective homes. The best prepared and most competitive birds stand out from the flock, flying faster until they reach their loft, where they enter. The arrival time is recorded using a band with a specific number or a microchip, both of which mark the exact arrival time through a special clock that records this data. With the flight time and the exact distance of each loft, the cruising speed of each bird is calculated, and the fastest one is the winner. The release can span several hundred miles. For example, in Europe, there are international competitions, with the most famous being the Barcelona release in Spain, with destinations such as France, Belgium, and the Netherlands. The distance the pigeons cover in these events ranges from 745 to 870 miles, 1,200 to 1,400 kilometers. To give you an idea, Mexico is a country that measures approximately 2,067 miles, 3,326 kilometers, along its border with the United States. In these flights, the pigeons practically cover half that distance in 2 days, flying almost the entire time and resting only at night. They must endure harsh weather conditions, such as rain, wind, sun, and flocks of hawks that hinder their flight. Pigeons have a bad reputation for transmitting diseases. While it is true that they can do so can dogs, cats, and all animals on the planet. In their defense, the diseases they can transmit are very rare, such as psittacosis or toxoplasmosis, among others. Additionally, one would need to have very poor hygiene to contract them, such as cleaning their droppings with bare hands and not washing them afterward. The parasites they may carry, like most of those affecting other species, are very specific and rarely transmitted to humans. Therefore, this bad reputation is more of a myth than a reality. Moreover, racing pigeons are cared for by their owners as true athletes. Well-fed, vitamin-supplemented, perfectly clean and dewormed. Otherwise, their performance in competitions would be very poor. There is a significant difference between the common church pigeon and the racing pigeon breed. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like and share it on your social media so more people can learn about my work. This would help me a lot. If you're new, I invite you to subscribe to explore more of my content and future projects. Thank you very much for watching this video. See you next time. Goodbye.